The terrible and unexpected analysis and prediction from boxing expert Dan Rafael for the David Benavidez vs. David Morrell fight. In an analysis that few saw coming, renowned boxing expert Dan Rafael has shared his opinion on the highly anticipated fight between WBC interim super middleweight champion David Benavidez and WBA regular champion David Morrell. According to Rafael, Benavidez enters the fight with an advantage in this February 1st clash in Las Vegas, primarily due to his chin durability and punching power. Rafael highlights David Benavidez's major weakness. However, Rafael didn't shy away from pointing out a significant weakness in Benavidez's style that could prove decisive in the fight. In his bout against former WBC light heavyweight champion Oleksandr Gvozdyk, it became evident that Benavidez struggles with body shots. During the 12th round, Gvozdyk managed to hurt the Mexican with jabs and right hands targeting his torso. This vulnerability, Rafael explained, seems to stem from his physique, with a midsection that isn't as muscularly developed as his head's ability to absorb punches. The Cuban Morrell has a clear opportunity to attack Benavidez's body. If he can land precisely, he could even stop him with a body shot, warned Rafael, suggesting that Morrell has a clear path to victory if he focuses on this weak point. A contrast in experience, amateur versus professional. Dan Rafael also provided a detailed analysis of the trajectories of both fighters. On one hand, Benavidez, who turned professional at just 17, has a 12-year career with 148 rounds under his belt and a record full of bouts against veterans like Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andrade, and David Lemieux. On the other hand, Morrell, despite having fewer professional fights, only 54 rounds, boasts an impressive amateur career in Cuba, where he compiled a record of 130-2 against top-tier opponents. Both fighters are at their athletic peak. While Morrell may have fewer professional fights, his amateur experience compensates for this gap. Benavidez, on the other hand, has learned on the job since a young age and has evolved to reach this point, Rafael explained. Chin and power. Who has the edge? One of the most debated aspects of this fight is which fighter has the better combination of durability and power. According to Rafael, Benavidez's ability to absorb punches to the head, combined with his aggressive, high-volume style, gives him a slight edge. However, Morrell is no slouch in this department. While he has never been dropped or knocked out, Rafael questions whether his chin can withstand the power of an aggressive fighter like Benavidez. The difference is that Benavidez has a proven chin. Morrell, on the other hand, hasn't shown any weaknesses, but he hasn't been truly tested either. In terms of power, Morrell is a more explosive and precise puncher, while Benavidez relies on overwhelming his opponents with volume, Rafael added. A 50-50 fight. Finally, Rafael concluded that this is a completely even matchup, where any small detail could make the difference. I have a feeling that in a close exchange, Benavidez might edge out Morrell, but that's just a guess. That's what makes this fight so exciting. Both fighters have strengths and weaknesses that balance each other out, the analyst stated. What is clear is that this highly anticipated fight isn't just one of the most exciting of the year but also promises to be a true clash of styles and skills.
A lot of people talking about the predictions for this fight, and although everyone's sort of saying, look, it's as good as a sort of 50-50 on paper as you can have, a lot of people are going and edging towards Benavidez, people talking about the pedigree and the experience. If you were to sort of give the advantage to one or the other, is there somewhere which way would you lean?
I mean, I would lean towards Benavidez. I don't know if it's so much about pedigree, because David Morrell has that deep amateur background from the Cuban system. But David Benavidez is, first of all, they're both in their prime athletically, just as men in terms of their age, even though David Morrell has so much fewer fights because he got a late start in terms of he left Cuba, and not so much a late start, but he moved very quickly in the early days of his professional career. But he didn't really need to have 1,000 fights ahead of time because he had all that amateur experience. Whereas Benavidez turned pro when he was like 17 years old, so it was more of a work in progress to get him to the point. So when you look at the record and you see one guy's got, less than 15 fights and one guy's got, 20 or 30 fights, you're thinking that guy's much older, much more experienced, but that's not the case. They're both, much closer in age, and in terms of the experience, the amateurs that Morrell has kind of makes up for it, whereas David Benavidez got more of the pro experience. That said, I lean towards David Benavidez more so just because I think that the combination of his chin and his power might be a little better than what Morrell has. Now, I have no evidence of that because Morrell is not like he's been knocked down or knocked out or, badly hurt. Yeah. I just sort of get the feeling that in a firefight, the guy that's going to be able to take a little better is going to be David Benavidez. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, that's why it's a 50-50-ish kind of fight, because if you made me argue reasons that I could see David Morrell winning, I could do that also. It's that kind of fight.
The question is, will Benavidez's chin be enough to withstand Morrell's power? Can the Cuban capitalize on the Mexican's weakness to the body? Leave your opinion and prediction in the comments. Don't forget to give your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. See you in the next video.